Venturing into the woods alone at night can be terrifying, but what happens when you encounter someone or something you'd rather never meet? Tonight, we're diving into the 6 most disturbing camping encounters ever recorded. These clips will make you think twice about ever stepping into the woods alone again. Let's delve straight into this first disturbing encounter. This is Billy, a man with a deep passion for fishing who spends every free moment out on the water. On his YouTube channel, BassinBill96, he shares his fishing skills, including tournament challenges, tutorials, and exciting outdoor adventures, all with the goal of entertaining and inspiring others to experience the thrill of fishing for themselves. In this video, Billy embarks on a camping and fishing trip with his good friend Chris. Just like always, they are out to enjoy the peaceful nature and the excitement of catching fish. But what starts as a fun and relaxing getaway soon takes an unexpected and dangerous turn. It's June 13th, 2019. The weather is good, and Billy and Chris are having an amazing time on the water. They've already caught multiple fish, and with the perfect conditions and great company, the day feels like it couldn't get any better. But as they paddle closer to a cluster of lakeside houses, they have no idea that something unsettling is about to unfold. The good vibes that filled the air only moments ago suddenly shifts.
Okay, well that's goofy. Not a very big one. I'm not even gonna put this one on the scale, I don't think. This is probably barely a keeper, she's kind of skinny. That was cool though. Not what I was expecting. And also I thought it was gonna be very large when it blew up. Okay, okay. Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, what's going on? Holy smokes.
You kidding me, dude?
What are you doing?
Be careful, man.
What are you doing? What was going on? What are you shooting at though? Okay.
I'm shaking up, dude. That was not cool.
That was really close. I literally hit like right there. They hit like freaking 20 feet away from us.
At first, Billy and Chris struggle to even process what just happened. The shock of the moment leaves them confused, unable to grasp the true seriousness of the situation. A man had just fired a shot, likely within 20 feet of them, without any warning or clear reason. And instead of offering an explanation, he simply muttered a casual apology before turning around and walking back into his house, as if nothing had happened. Still trying to comprehend the sheer danger of what they had just experienced, the reality quickly sinks in. Their confusion turns into fear, and without wasting another second, Billy and Chris make the decision that they need to get as far away as possible from these armed men before anything else might happen.
Let's get out of here. I don't like being over here. That's kind of scary.
You're just shooting out in the lake, dude. Hey, what are you?
We had to dip out of there. I don't know. He wouldn't like explain what he was doing either. There was like no geese or anything, but he shot like a 22. Probably like within 20 feet of us. It literally scared the crap out of us.
Very close. It ricocheted and hit the water.
Yeah, I have no idea what was going on.
I didn't really want to talk about it a lot with him, but
yeah, didn't want to talk around him. Didn't want to put him on blast or anything.
Oh, yeah, he should be put on blast.
Yeah, it seemed like an accident, but he wouldn't like explain himself. Or anything. Oh, sorry, didn't see you there. Why are you shooting a gun in a public lake? Hey, why are you shooting a gun at a public lake? Literally with houses and campers everywhere. But hey, don't do that. That was definitely the first and closest time to me being shot.
I'm very shaken up right now.
And yeah, that was goofy, but we caught a couple of really nice bass, as you guys saw right off the bat. Okay, so that was one of the most absurd things that have ever happened to me on the water. I really don't know how I handled it until I went back and watched the video. I don't think I handled it very well. We definitely should have pursued the dude a little bit more. He kind of just shrugged it off and walked inside, but also he was carrying a gun, so I really didn't want to, I didn't really want to piss him off or anything, but I'm going to probably take this video footage to the authorities so they kind of know what's going on, because it's not legal to fire a firearm that close to other people. There's literally like kids skiing around the lake. There's people that live like right next to them. I don't know how that's, I don't even know what happened. Like I don't understand what happened.
Whether it was an accident or intentional, one thing was certain. Billy and Chris were incredibly lucky that the bullet missed. It was a terrifyingly close call, and the thought of what could have happened sent shivers down their spines. As Billy mentioned later, he took the footage straight to the local authorities, leaving the situation in the hands of the police. Confronting an armed man themselves would have been far too dangerous, especially when they had no way to defend themselves. Fortunately, this story had a safe ending for the two friends. But the shocking experience served as a chilling example that danger can appear when you least expect it, even during what was supposed to be just another peaceful fishing trip. Already feeling uneasy? Hold on tight, because this is only the beginning. Let's head straight into the next chilling camping encounter. This clip was shot by Mandy, a woman who has been going to her family vacation home in Massachusetts, USA for as long as she can remember. She's always had a great time there, relaxing and enjoying the peaceful surroundings. But one day, things started to be off, and the once comforting place started to feel very different. It all started small. At first, just strange little occurrences that Mandy could easily brush off. Mandy tried to convince herself it was nothing concerning, but as more things started happening, it was becoming impossible to ignore. On April 27, 2021, after yet another unsettling night, Mandy decided she couldn't ignore it any longer. Concerned for their safety, especially of her child, she reached out to the local authorities. However, without enough evidence, there wasn't much they could do. Feeling desperate, Mandy decided to take matters into her own hands. She set up several security cameras around her yard, hoping to capture whatever was going on. A few days later, Mandy sat down to watch the footage, hoping to get to the bottom of what was happening. What she saw made her blood run cold. This only made things more terrifying. Mandy couldn't shake the question swirling in her mind of how and why would someone be climbing up her roof. But one thing was for sure. From that moment on, Mandy kept her windows locked at all times, no matter what. The eerie occurrences didn't stop after the footage of the figure on the roof. In fact, weeks later, Mandy's unease only grew stronger. And then one evening, as she reviewed the footage from one of the cameras placed against her house, she saw something just as unsettling. This figure, dressed in a white robe with an unnerving, inhuman face, almost like a mask, only added to the terrifying nature of the events Mandy had been experiencing. It made her question if this was the same person she had seen on her roof, though the figure didn't quite match. The whole situation felt even creepier now, as if whatever was haunting her was growing bolder with each passing day. And that wasn't the only chilling footage from that night. The same figure, still dressed in the white robe, was seen peeking through the window of Mandy's infant son's room, its face still unsettlingly masked, staring inside. You can see the eerie face peeking through the window, almost as if it were searching for something, and then it touches the glass, apparently trying to get inside. This was enough to send Mandy into full panic mode. She called the police, once again, but they couldn't do much. Her only option now seemed to be hiring private security, which would be too expensive. But things only grew more unsettling. Her Ring doorbell captured something just as scary, or maybe even worse, sending chills down her spine as she watched the footage. If you look closely, you can also see a shadow on the right side of the screen from whoever was at her door that evening, panting and scratching, desperately trying to get inside her holiday house. When Mandy posted the footage, it quickly gained attention from many viewers who were just as disturbed as she was. The comments flooded with questions, theories, and speculation about the strange occurrences. It left Mandy with even more questions than answers. Feeling sorry to provide some clarity, she decided to post an update, addressing some of the most pressing questions her viewers had.
People are asking if I think it's two different people or if it's the same person. I honestly don't know. I do feel like the woman that was at the front on my front camera, that was walking back and forth, and the person that came to the back porch talking, I feel like they're the same person, but I don't really know. And I'm saying person because I do believe that that's a human. I do not like what's going on. However, we know how to protect ourselves. Obviously, if it's a human, I'm not as comfortable if it were something paranormal because I don't really know how to protect myself from that other than, you know, the normal stuff like getting the house blessed and all that stuff, which we did. Have I asked the neighbors? Yes, I have. I send them all videos. If I get a video of a bear or when I got the video of the bobcat, I send it to the neighbors because they're the closest neighbors that we have, and so anything that's coming into my yard will probably go into hers or theirs. So yes, I have notified the neighbors, and they haven't seen anything on their Ring cameras, but I think they only have one Ring doorbell, and it's more like on the side of their house, not the front. So she said she was going to keep her eyes open and let me know, but a lot of people keep commenting that it's probably the neighbors, which it's definitely not. There's no way. I would be like, they have a newborn baby. They're, you know, a younger married couple. They don't have any teenagers or anything like that. So honestly, it's either one, like a teenager or kids, I wouldn't say a kid, but like a teenager or a young adult, or someone who is either mentally ill or on substances they shouldn't be on. Those are the only things I can think of.
Till this day, Mandy still has no answer to why or who was stalking her and her household. And because of all these occurrences, they decided to not visit their holiday home that often anymore, as before these strange things started to happen. Whoever or whatever it was that was creeping on her property, it is a stark reminder that even at your safe place, you may not be as safe as you might think or hope. And with that in mind, let's head into the next disturbing camping encounter. Meet Kat, a nature enthusiast who finds true peace in the great outdoors. Whether she's wild camping, bushcrafting, or foraging, she embraces the solitude and beauty that nature has to offer. On her YouTube channel, Wild Cat Adventures, she shares her lighthearted journeys, bringing her viewers along as she explores the wilderness. In this video, Kat sets out on a new adventure, hiking deep into the Peak District, a rugged and breathtaking area in central northern England, in search of an abandoned mountain house to spend the night. But what starts as an exciting journey soon takes an unexpected turn, as this old cottage may not be as normal as it seems. It's March 6th, 2025. With everything packed for the night ahead and spirits high, Kat begins her trek through the woods, eager for what lies ahead. The weather is perfect, the air crisp, and as she follows the winding trail, she feels as though nothing could dampen her excitement.
Right, just got to walk up this hill, through the woodland, and find the Bothy. And rumour has it, this might have been a former cult hangout when it was originally built. Not sure about that one. We're here. Got a few holes in the roof. A bit ominous, doesn't it? See if anyone's home. Cult. Always a welcoming sign.
Kat has finally arrived, and while the house carries an undeniable eerie presence, it does little to shake her excitement. The thought of spending the night in this forgotten place only fuels her sense of adventure. Determined to make the most of it, she wastes no time and begins preparing the space, setting up her gear while there's still enough daylight to work with.
First job, I think, is fix the windows. Second job, fix the roof. Third job, go and get some wood. Quite like this idea here. What they've done is got a tarp and then used logs on the other side to create a weight so it hangs off. I think I'm going to copy that technique. Okay, so I've hung that off the main rafter and then I'm going to bring it over the roof. This is going to work here. That's not looking too bad, is it? That will do for the night.
Everything set up for the night, Kat feels a sense of fulfillment as the sun begins to dip below the horizon. The fire crackles, casting a warm glow and filling the air with heat, creating a cozy atmosphere. She sits back, enjoys her dinner, and lets the serenity of the moment wash over her. However, as the night progresses and the darkness deepens, her once comfortable feeling starts to shift. A subtle unease creeps in, and she can't help but feel that something is off about the place. The familiar, peaceful surroundings now seem to carry an unsettling presence, though she can't quite place why.
There's a heat log on the fire and eat my dinner. Right, good. I recommend. time's about 10 o'clock. It's pitch black in here. It does feel a bit spooky. I've really been on the phone to my friend for quite a long time just to take the edge off the quiet darkness. It's a good job I'm used to this stuff, because I would freak the hell out otherwise. I don't recommend this place if you're a first time camper. It is freaky in here. Yeah, but I'm going to put something on the Kindle anyway and go and get in bed. Right then, all in bed. Hopefully I'll be alright. And I will see you in the morning. Night.
Kat's comfortable feeling was completely shattered as the night went on. She started hearing multiple unexplainable sounds, each one making her feel more and more uneasy. It was as though someone was watching her, keeping her on edge throughout the night. But the most disturbing thing came when she stumbled upon a few pages of a Bible, charred and sang as if someone had intentionally set them on fire. Despite the growing discomfort, leaving the house in the middle of the night wasn't an option for Kat. She decided to stay, hoping that things would settle. After a long, comforting call with a friend, she did her best to brush off the discomfort and crawled into her sleeping bag, hoping sleep would take away the anxious feelings. But even as exhaustion took over, she couldn't shake the nagging sense that something wasn't right. The unease lingered, and though she eventually made it through the night, that anxious feeling remained with her, leaving her to wonder about the strange occurrences that unfolded.
It's nice to be outside in the sunshine. That place, honestly, as soon as you step inside, it's got such a heavy atmosphere. And then I came out like during the night, and even though it was dark outside, I was like, oh. Yeah, definitely will not be camping in this place again. No way. Even now, I've got this sensation of being watched from the doorway. I'm not somebody who's like sensitive. Like, I've never had any experiences with ghosts. I think I'm just not a particularly sensitive person. You know, some people are more receptive. Yeah, but yeah, it had me on edge. This place all night. I was just like looking about and looking for shadows and listening for noises, and yeah, not what you want when you're on your own. But F up here, honestly. I mean, who draws this stuff? All packed up, ready to go. I keep looking at that corner, like all night. That was the corner that kind of gave me the heebie-jeebies. This place, honestly, once it goes dark, yeah, I won't be stopping here again, even though it is local to me. But nah, you're all right, thanks. Not when people start burning bits of the Bible. Like, I'm not scared of ghosts. I'm not scared of people. I'm not scared of spiders. There's not a lot I'm scared of, but you don't know like what people have been trying to summon up in this sort of place. You know, obviously nothing good if you're burning the Bible. So yeah, anything that's here, you're not allowed to follow me home, okay? I wish you well. Thank you for letting me use the place, but you're staying here and I'm going home, and you can't follow me. Don't know if I believe in this stuff, but it can't hurt to you know, say these things, can it? So,
Relieved that this unsettling adventure was finally over, Kat packed up her things and made her way out of the forest, eager to leave the Eerie mountain cottage behind. Despite her usual skepticism about the mysteries between the living and the dead, this night had shaken her confidence. There was definitely something off about that place, something she couldn't quite explain. The eerie sounds, the feeling of being watched, and the burned Bible pages left her with more questions than answers. Kat knew one thing for sure: she would never return to that creepy house again. The unsettling energy of the place had left a lasting impression, and no matter how many adventures she sought, This one would stay with her as a reminder of how even the most peaceful spots in nature can hide unsettling secrets. Now, let's head straight into the next disturbing camping encounter. This next camping encounter was captured by Sean, who later posted it on his YouTube channel, Sean DeWitt. And although every video on his channel is filled with fun and jokes, this particular video, things took a disturbing turn as he was having fun with some friends while being on a camping holiday with his family. It's March 27th, 2017. Sean and his friends are having a great time, exploring the woods and making the most of their camping holiday. Laughter fills the air as they joke around, completely unaware that their carefree day is about to take an unsettling twist. Out of nowhere, they are interrupted by a woman, one who doesn't seem entirely in the right state of mind.
You're not supposed to be here, okay?
This is their backyard.
No, it's not. This is my yard.
The rocks separate the properties.
Yeah, but you're not in the rocks, were you? Were you?
We were on them.
No, you weren't.
Guys, private property. Private property, so please.
I will. Come.
No.
What are you doing?
What do you mean no? You want me to fight you?
Nancy.
We're leaving right now. Come on,
He's
Ryan.
not leaving.
Come on.
What are you talking about? What's going on?
They're playing hunt. 2 doors down.
No, but this is considered the
No, it isn't.
boundaries.
No, it
What are you
isn't.
talking about? Boundaries.
The
We're
boundaries.
just cutting through because it's a shortcut.
It's not a shortcut. How do I know you're not breaking into that home?
I'm not gonna break in them. These people are wicked nice.
Oh,
See, that guy's right there.
Right. How do I know you're not breaking into their house?
We're not.
How do I know?
Why? I
Why
wouldn't.
are you up here?
Because my friends were back here and we chased them.
Do not.
Where are you from?
Come.
How far down? Where are you from?
Come.
No.
You want to start?
I didn't do anything.
You did. You trespassed on my property, and you know that.
I was on the rocks.
The rock is my property, honey. And
No, it's not.
Eventually, Sean and his friends managed to get away from the woman unharmed, but they were completely shaken by her aggressive and unpredictable behavior. What had started as a fun, carefree evening had suddenly turned into an unnerving encounter they wouldn't soon forget. Without wasting any time, the boys rushed back to their campsite, eager to get back to the safety of their families. Though they hadn't done anything wrong, the encounter left them with a valuable lesson. No matter how harmless a situation may seem at first, you never truly know who you might run into or what dangers could be lurking just around the corner. Now keep that in mind as we delve straight into the next and last disturbing encounter that has been captured on camera. This last clip comes from the YouTube channel Taryn Outdoors, where Taryn shares her hiking, camping, and biking adventures, while giving tips on great trails and locations for people who love to do the same outdoor trips as her. Normally, Taryn's videos are all about the fun of outdoor adventures, but in this particular clip, she shared an experience that she says changed her life. It's July 14th, 2024. Taryn and her partner are enjoying a great outdoor holiday in Whitefish, Montana. With the beautiful weather, they decided to rent some mountain bikes and explore some of the scenic trails in the area. The morning was perfect for a ride, and the couple was soaking in the beauty of the surroundings as they pedaled along the trail. The air was crisp, and the sun was shining, making it feel like the ideal outdoor adventure. As they continued on their ride, everything seemed normal. It was a busy morning, with plenty of people out enjoying the trail, but nothing seemed out of the ordinary, until they crossed paths with someone who gave them an unsettling feeling.
It was a gorgeous day. I remember being completely impressed with how good it smelled of pines. The air was crisp. The trails were groomed. The people were nice. What more could you ask for? One of the people that stuck out in our mind was this woman who was walking by herself with her dog off leash. I remember passing her and making a comment like it was a beautiful day, have a good one, and we went along our merry way. I remember being pretty far back in the park when we noticed a man up ahead. He was wearing a white shirt and glasses, walking by himself. We called out to him that we were coming up on his left. He didn't react at all. So we called out again, hey, we're coming up on your left, excuse me, no reaction. Third time, no reaction, which I thought it was odd. Odd enough for me to make a comment, something along the lines of, wow, that guy was creepy, or talk about a serial killer.
Not long after passing the man, Taryn and her partner realized that they had no choice but to take the same trail back if they wanted to return the bikes on time. Knowing this, they prepared themselves to possibly cross paths with the strange man again. As they headed back, they kept a cautious eye out, expecting to see him somewhere along the trail. But strangely enough, he was nowhere to be found. Instead, they soon came across someone else. A woman they had seen earlier that day walking her dog. But as they got closer, something about her seemed off.
This time, she looked very frantic. She was walking in circles, looking around. She seemed lost, and she didn't have her dog with her, which prompted us to stop. So we asked her, ma'am, are you okay? Are you missing your dog? And she replied, well, I am missing my dog. The dog is with my husband. I'm actually missing my husband. He has dementia and he doesn't have a cell phone on him. We asked her, was he wearing a white shirt and glasses? And she responded, yes. In that moment, I felt two things. One, I felt a lot of guilt because that was the guy with dementia was the guy that I called a serial killer. But I also felt a very strong responsibility to find this man.
Since Taryn and her partner were on bikes, they could cover much more ground than the woman who was on foot. So, hoping to track down the man who had mysteriously vanished, they decided to help by searching further along the trail. Before splitting up, they exchanged phone numbers with the woman, ensuring they could stay in contact in case they spotted him. With that, Taryn and her partner picked up the pace, riding ahead in hopes of finding the disoriented man.
We got a little lost ourselves on the way back, making a few wrong turns, but we could not get him off our mind.
Could have gone the other way.
Which way?
The other direction, like
The one that we
somehow we skipped him.
Man, I almost want to go find that guy.
I know, I do too.
I feel bad for her. Like, she's got dementia.
She's fucking.
Wait.
Could very well turn around and went back.
We finally made it back to the trailhead and could not believe our eyes. There, in the same parking lot, standing by himself, surrounded in the same amount of people, was this man wandering around with the dog by his side.
Wow. He's here. Hi, Pat.
We mentioned who we were and that his wife was looking for him, but he didn't quite understand what was going on even after we explained it to him. After about 30 minutes of trying to call his wife, she finally picked up, and it turned out that they had actually parked on an entirely different trailhead, which was about a 30-minute drive from where we were. So we waited there with him, and when his wife pulled up, her face was much different.
What began as an unsettling encounter with a man acting strangely and scary turned into an unexpected search mission, and ultimately, a heartwarming reunion with his wife. This experience left a deep impression on Taryn, as her initial assumptions about the man were completely different from reality. What seemed at first to be a creepy and possibly dangerous situation turned out to be something entirely different. A moment where a simple act of kindness made all the difference. It became a story she often shares, a reminder of how quickly judgments can be formed and how easily they can be wrong. This experience changed her perspective forever, teaching her that no matter how certain you are about someone, you never truly know their story until you take the time to look a little deeper. And with that, let's delve into our last disturbing camping encounter. This is Daniel, an avid outdoorsman who documents what he loves most: wild camping and immersing himself in nature. On his YouTube channel, English Woodsman, he shares these adventures with his viewers, taking them along as he braves the elements with unwavering positivity. No challenge is too harsh for Daniel. Whether it's pouring rain, strong winds, or freezing temperatures, he always finds a way to embrace the beauty of the outdoors. In this video, Daniel sets out to spend a peaceful night in the middle of the woods, hoping to enjoy some solitude in nature. But as the hours pass, he realizes that this night might not be as calm as he expected. It's November 10th, 2022. Daniel arrives at the forest just before sunset. After scouting the area, he finds a small clearing that seems perfect to set up camp. Wasting no time, he gets to work, arranging his gear and making himself as comfortable as possible for the night ahead. But soon, an unsettling feeling starts creeping in.
Like I say, I'm in this little area. I've got a ration pack for my dinner. I've got a new piece of equipment I want to test out. And mainly, I just want to be out tonight. It's Friday night. Not much going on TV, so I thought, why not be outdoors where it's good to be. When you come camping with friends, 2, 3 of you, you sort of like, you don't have a nerve build up, you know, you're not a little bit aware of your surroundings because there's a small group of yourselves. But when you come out solo camping by yourself, it's a little bit different. There's a lot more nerves when you solo camp by yourself. I've done this for years, on and off by myself, and every time I still come out and I still need to feel that little bit of, I'm relaxed now. It might sound crazy, but it's true. It's taking some time to get used to being back out by myself.
Although Daniel is satisfied with his camp, he can't shake off the eerie feeling that has been lingering since he arrived. He came out here to relax, to enjoy the peace of nature, yet something feels off. Trying not to let it get to him, he pushes the thoughts aside and focuses on the positives: the fresh air and the simple joy of being outdoors. As the sun dips below the horizon and darkness starts to settle in, Daniel shifts his attention to his next task: making some dinner.
You have to, best to break this all up, mush it all together. I keep thinking like I heard something, I don't know. It's probably me. Letting my mind play tricks with me. So we've got to fill up to that dotted line there. It soon got dark. Chocolate's gone all white. I always keep thinking that I'm hearing something around, but when you're by yourself, your mind can play tricks. Oh, much. You can tell how dark it's got now, can't you? Last time you could sort of see the light in the trees. Not no more. Now I'm alone. It's dark. I'm scared. Boogeyman's gonna get me. Bigfoot's gonna rape me. Aliens are gonna come and kidnap me.
Daniel tries to shake off the unsettling feeling with some lighthearted jokes, doing his best to stay positive. He reminds himself that he has camped alone many times before. This should be no different. After finishing his meal and tidying up his campsite, Daniel decides to crawl into his sleeping bag, hoping to get comfortable and maybe watch a film on his phone to distract himself. The warmth of the sleeping bag should bring a sense of security, but no matter how much he tries to relax, the unease still lingers. Every little sound outside his tent seems amplified, making him feel more aware of his surroundings than usual.
Light out. There we go. So I can leave that on now and just put my phone on, like I say, watch some YouTube or something like that. I've just been watching Mrs. Brown Boy's Christmas special from last year. There's one person I love as well, is that Buster. He's an absolute character. Right, well, I'm going to get off to sleep. You know, I'll just keep laying here and just pausing what I'm watching and stuff. I'm just getting myself a bit paranoid, I think. So I'm going to turn my light off now. I'll put some music on very quietly and I'll just lay here for night and I'll bring you back in the morning. So for now, thanks for watching. I'll see you in a bit. I heard like a weird, like a sniffing noise, like a dog. It sounded a bit different to that. Earlier we were on about if you're with somebody else, things like this won't bother you, and it's true. But when you're by yourself, little noises do give you butterflies, and it gets your attention pretty quick. Well, good morning. I don't always say this on videos because I don't find it manly or if I'm quite wimpish, but something spooked the hell out of me last night. Now I don't know what it was. 2 or 3 times through the night, I just kept waking up. Quite heavy sniffing. I don't think it was a dog. Can't have been a dog. Could have been a badger, probably. I don't know. Every time I woke up and looked around, it wasn't there.
Daniel made it through the night, but it was far from restful. The uneasy feeling never faded, only growing worse as the hours passed. Several times, strange noises echoed through the trees, and every time he started to doze off, another sound pulled him back into full consciousness, leaving him on edge until the first light of dawn finally broke through the dense forest. Relieved that the night was over, Daniel wasted no time packing up his gear. But, even as he left the forest behind, a sense of unease lingered. He couldn't shake the questions running through his mind. What had he heard out there? Was it just wildlife, or was something, or someone, watching him? No matter how much he replayed the night in his head, the answers remained unknown. One thing, however, was certain. This trip served as a chilling reminder that no matter how many times you've camped, and no matter how much you look forward to a peaceful getaway, the atmosphere can change in an instant, turning a familiar place into something deeply unsettling. That's all for today, folks. If you want to see more of this creepy content, click on the video on screen.